Okay, Pinotuni, dear friends, you are now joining to our live broadcast of our evening Buddha Puja, Parita Chanting, Dhamma reflection and meditation on loving kindness, especially during this Vas retreat or rains retreat, when monks observe rains retreat. It has been a tradition that devotees or Buddhists would engage with the temple, trying to learn the Dhamma and enhance their knowledge, as well as to remind themselves of the Dhamma and deepen their practice or engage with these religious observances. So we have been broadcasting this during this retreat when it started on the 5th of July. So ever since, devotees have sponsored the event to make it possible for you to listen, participate and listen to the Dhamma from home and engage in religious practices and observances as best as possible, especially during this lockdown time when you could possibly spare more time from home to practice the Dhamma. So we hope this broadcast is helpful to your continued practice in the Dhamma. So today the Pinkama or the Puja is sponsored by Chamila Priyangani Mahagamaralage and Mr. Jayasundara Veerasurya. So the couple have sponsored the day along with their children Sashini, Bimasha and Sandaru. And especially they would like to bless their daughter Sashini on her 15th birthday. So we would like to wish her a very happy belated birthday. She celebrated the birthday on the 30th. The family would also like to invoke the blessings of the Triple Gem to Mrs. Chamila Priyangani's mother, B.M. Heen Manike, for good health, happiness and longevity, long life. Okay, so we at the London Mindfulness Meditation Center would also like to invoke the blessings on your behalf to wish Amma good health, happiness and success, as well as to bless Sashini, who is celebrating or who has turned 15 recently. So may she also enjoy good health, happiness, success. May she gain every success in every endeavor, righteous aspirations. May they all be successful, especially may all children be successful in their education, and may everyone participating online as a community, may you enjoy good health, especially during this pandemic time, enjoy good health, happiness and success and prosperity. So may you be blessed by the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So with those intentions, we are participating in our daily Buddha Puja, chanting and Dhamma reflection, followed by meditation on loving kindness. So please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surāmiraya majjapamā datthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhiṃ pañcasīlaṃ dhammaṃ appamādena sampādetabbam. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagavā arahaṃ sammā sambuddho. Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro purisa dhammasārathi. Sattādeva manussānaṃ buddho bhagavāti. Buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Ye ca buddhā atītā ca ye ca buddhā anāgatā. Paccupannā ca ye buddhā ahaṃ vandāmi sabbadā. Natti me saraṇaṃ aññaṃ buddho me saraṇaṃ varaṃ. Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jayamangalam. Uttamangena vandehaṃ pādapaṃ varuttamam. Buddheyo khalito doso buddho khamatu taṃ mamam. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akāliko. Ehi passiko opanayiko paccattaṃ veditabbo viññohiti. Dhammaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Ye ca dhammā atītā ca ye ca dhammā anāgatā. Paccupannā ca ye dhammā ahaṃ vandāmi sabbadā. Natti me saranang anyang Dhammo me saranang varang Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalang Uttamangena vandehang Dhammanca tividhang varang Dhammiyo khalito doso Dhammo khamatu tang mamang Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samicipatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati Sanghang jivitang yava nibbanang saranang gacchami Ye ca sangha atita ca ye ca sangha anagata Paccapanna ca ye sangha ahang vandami sabbada Natti me saranang anyang sangho me saranang varang Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalang Uttamangena vandehang sanghanca tividottamang Sangheyo khalito doso sangho khamatu tang mamang Ganasarappadittena dīpena tamadhangsina Tilokadīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindassa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkhaṃ Pupphaṃ milayati yata idamme Kāyo tathāyāti vināsa bhāvaṃ Adhivāsetu no bhante pānīyaṃ parikappitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante gilāna paccayaṃ imaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante sabbaṃ saddhāya pūjitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Vandāmi cetiyaṃ sabbaṃ sabbathāni supatitthitaṃ Sāririka dhātu mahābodhiṃ Buddha rūpaṃ sakalaṃ sadā Yassa mūle nisinno ve sabbāri vijayaṃ akā Patto sabbaññutaṃ sattha vandetaṃ bodhipādapaṃ Ime ete mahabodhi lokanathena pujita Ahampi namassāmi bodhirāja namattute Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang khamami bhante bhuri panye tathagate Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang khamami dhamme sanditthika akalika Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang khamami sanghe supatipanna anuttara Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu Satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya Idam me punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu Sabba dukkha pamunchatu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, we have just finished worshipping the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So now we are going to chant Paritta Sutta for blessing. Ratana Sutta is the discourse we are chanting today. That discourse was specially uttered by the Buddha during a similar pandemic during the Buddha's time. There was a pandemic in Visala city, and then the Buddha was invited to bless the people who were suffering from illnesses and other fear and other issues. So it is recorded that when the Buddha uttered these verses that explain the virtues of the triple gem and made a dedication or determination by the truth of these sayings, may you be well, happy and peaceful. So etena satchavajjena sottite hotu sabbada. So with that chanting, when Venerable Ananda sprinkled water around the city, it is recorded that things were quite better, people were recovering. So with that tradition, upholding the tradition, Buddhists chant this sutta, especially when there are issues. However, it has been a sayings of protection for Buddhists as well, so it is included in the Mahapirit, and we chant this invoking the blessings. Especially today, we chant this to bless Sashini, who has recently celebrated her 15th birthday. So the sponsors, Mr. Jayasundara Virusuriya Mudense Lage and Mrs. Chamila Priyangani Mahagamarala Lage. So the couple, along with their children, are sponsoring the event today, especially to bless Shashini, and also to bless Mrs. Chamila's mother, B.M. Heen Manike, with good health, happiness, and long life. So we invoke and dedicate the chanting for everyone else's well-being. As always, please do recall anyone who you know are not well or are feeling uneasy and distressed or even affected by COVID-19 or other illnesses. Bearing them in our thoughts, we will chant the sutta and wish them speedy recovery and good health, and may they enjoy good health in future throughout. We also dedicate the chanting to all the key workers working tirelessly to look after the nation, and also the doctors and nurses and the NHS staff looking after the patients and their families. So may they all have more courage and determination to continue their services as well as enjoy good health and happiness. So with those kind intentions, we chant the Ratana Sutta. Please listen to the chanting with attention and respect. Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Parittasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Parittasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Yani Bhutani Samagatani Bhummani Vayani Vayantalikhe Sabbeva Bhuta Sumana Bhavantu Athopi Sakkacca Sunantu Bhasitang Tasmahi Bhutani Sametha Sabbe Mettang Karotha Manusiya Pajaya Divacharatto Cha Haranti Ye Baling Tasmahine Rakkata Appamatta Yankinci Vittang Idhva Hurang Vasagge Suvayang Ratanang Panitang Nano Samang Atti Tathagatena Idampi Buddhe Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Kayang Viragang Amatang Panitang Yadajjaga Sakya Muni Samahito Natena Dhammena Samatte Kinci Idampi Dhamme Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Yang Buddha Settha Parivannai Sucing Samadhimanantarikanyamahu Samadhina Tena Samona Vijjati Idampi Dhamme Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Ye Puggala Atta Satang Pasatta Chattari Etani Yugani Honti Te Dakhineya Sugatassa Savaka Ete Sudinnani Mahaphalani Idampi Sanghe Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Ye Suppayutta Manasa Dalhena Nikamino Gotama Sasanam Hi Te Patti Patta Amatang Vigaiha Laddha Mudha Nibbuting Bhunjamana Idampi Sanghe Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Yatinda Kilo Pathaving Sitosiya Chatubhivate Bhiya Sampakampiyo Tathupamang Sappurisang Vadami Yo Arya Saccani Avecca Passati Idampi Sanghe Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvatti Hotu Ye arya saccāni vibhāvayanti gambhīra paññena sudesitāni kincāpi te honti busappamattā nate bhavaṃ atthamaṃ ādiyanti idampi sanghe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu Sahavassa dassana sampadāya tayassu dhammā jahitā bhavanti sakkāya diṭṭhi vicikicchitaṃ ca sīlabbataṃ vāpi yadatti kiñci catuh pāyehi ca vippamutto cacābiṭhānāni abhabbo kātuṃ idampi sanghe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu kincāpi sokammaṃ karoti pāpakaṃ kāyena vācā udacētasā vā abhabbo so tassa paticchādāya abhabbatā diṭṭha padassa vuttā idampi sanghe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu vanappa gumbe yatā pussitaṃge gimhāna māse patamasmiṃ gimhe tathupamaṃ dhamma varaṃ adesayi nibbāna gāmiṃ paramaṃ hitāya idampi buddhe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu varo varañño varado varāharo anuttaro dhamma varaṃ adesayi idampi buddhe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu kīnaṃ purānaṃ navaṃ natti sambhavaṃ viratta cittā āyatike bhavasmiṃ te khīna bījā avirulhicchanda nibbanti dhīrā yathāyaṃ padīpo idampi sanghe ratanaṃ panītaṃ etena saccena suvatti hotu Yāni dabhūtāni samāgatāni bhummāni vāyāni vayantalikhe tathāgataṃ deva manussa pūjitaṃ buddhaṃ namassāma suvatti hotu Yāni dabhūtāni samāgatāni bhummāni vāyāni vayantalikhe tathāgataṃ deva manussa pūjitaṃ Dhammaṃ namassāma suvatti hotu Yāni dabhūtāni samāgatāni bhummāni vāyāni vayantalikhe tathāgataṃ deva manussa pūjitaṃ saṅghaṃ namassāma suvatti hotu etena sacca vajjena dukkhavupasamintu te etena sacca vajjena bhayavupasamintu te etena sacca vajjena rogavupasamintu te siridhiti mati tejo jaya siddhi mahiddhi mahagunaṃ aparimita puññādikārassa sabbantarāya nivārana samatthassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa dvattiṃ samahā purisa lakkhanānubhāvēna asityanuvyanjana lakkhanānubhāvēna Attuttara satamangala lakkhanānubhāvēna sabbannaraṃ syanubhāvēna ketumālānubhāvēna dasapāramitānubhāvēna dasaupaparamitānubhāvēna dasaparamatthapāramitānubhāvēna Sīla samādhi paññānubhāvēna buddhānubhāvēna dhammānubhāvēna සංඝානුභාවේන තේජානුභාවේන ඉද්ධානුභාවේන බලානුභාවේන ඤෙය්‍ය ධම්මානුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මක්ඛන්ධානුභාවේන නවලෝකුත්තර ධම්මානුභාවේන අට්ඨංගික මග්ගානුභාවේන අට්ඨ සමාපත්ත්‍යානුභාවේන ඡලභිඤ්ඤානුභාවේන මෙත්තා කරුණා මුදිතා උපේක්ඛානුභාවේන රතනත්‍රය සරණානුභාවේන ත්‍විහං සබ්බ රෝග ශෝක උපද්දව දුක්ඛ දෝමනස්සු පායාසා විනස්සන්තු සබ්බ සංකප්පා ත්‍විහං සමිජ්ජන්තු දීඝායුකෝ හෝතු සතවස්ස ජීවේන සමංගිකෝ හෝතු සබ්බදා ආකාශපම්බත වනභූමි තටාක ගංගා මහා සමුද්ද ආරක්ඛක දේවතා සදා තුම්හි අනුරක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන බුද්ධ රතනං ධම්ම රතනං සංඝ රතනං තින්නං රතනානං ආනුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මක්ඛන්ධානුභාවේන පිටකත්තයානුභාවේන ජින ශාවකානුභාවේන සම්බේතේ රෝගා සම්බේතේ භයා සබ්බේතේ අන්තරායා සම්බේතේ උපද්දවා සබ්බේතේ දුන්නිමිත්තා සම්බේතේ අවමංගලා සම්බේතේ දුන්නිමිත්තා විනස්සන්තු ආයු වඩ්ඩකෝ ධන වඩ්ඩකෝ සිරි වඩ්ඩකෝ යස වඩ්ඩකෝ බල වඩ්ඩකෝ වන්න වඩ්ඩකෝ සුඛ වඩ්ඩකෝ හෝතු සබ්බදා දුක්ඛ රෝග භයා වේරා ශෝකා සබ්බේ උපද්දවා අනේකා අන්තරායාපි විනස්සන්තු ච තේජසා ජය සිද්ධි ධනං ලාභං සොත්ති භාග්‍යං සුඛං බලං සිරියායුච වන්නෝ චේ භෝගං බුද්ධි ච යසවා සතවස්සා ච ආයුච ජීව සිද්ධි භවන්තු තේ ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ධම්මදේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඉතින් අපි අද දවසේ විශේෂයෙන් මේ පිරිත් සූත්‍ර සජ්ජායනා කළේ මීට දින කිහිපයකට කලින් ඒ උපන්දිනය සමරු 15 වෙනි උපන්දිනය සමරු සාශිනී දිනේට ඒ දෙමාපියන් වන ජයසුන්දර වීරසූරිය මහත්මයා චමිලා පිරංගනී නෝනා මහත්මියත් ඒ දිනේට බුද්ධ ආදී රත්නත්‍රි ආශිර්වාදේ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන ඒ දරුවන් සමගින් විමාශාසා සඳුර සමගින් අද දවසේ විහාරස්ථානයේ මේ වස් කාලයේදී සවස් ගිලන්පස බුද්ධ පූජාව ධර්මානුශාසනාව දායකත්වයෙන් දරාගෙන ඒ අවශ්‍ය පූජා ද්‍රව්‍යයන් මීට දවස් කිහිපයකට කලින් ගෙනත් දීලා ඒ සියලු ආශිර්වාදෙන් ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නේ ඒ දීනියට සාශිනී දීනියට සුබ පන්දිනයක් වේවා ඒ බුද්ධ ආදී රත්නත්‍රි ආශිර්වාදයෙන් අනික් දරුවන්ට නිරෝගී සුවය දීර්ඝාෂය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා කරන කියන කටයුතු සියල්ල සාර්ථක වේවා විශේෂයෙන් අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු ආදී සියල්ල සාර්ථක වේවා මේට සහභාගී වෙන සියලු දෙනාටමත් තමන්ගේ පවුලේ අයත් ඒ වගේම සහභාගී වෙන සියලු දෙනාටමත් විශේෂයෙන් ලංකාවේ සිටින ඒ BM හින්මැණිකේ අම්මා වෙනුවෙන් ඒ අම්මා මෑණියන් වහන්සේටත් දීර්ඝායුෂ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන සෙත් සාන්තිය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන නිරෝගී සුවය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන මේ පින්කම දායකත්වයෙන් දරුවෙතින් එසේම වේවායි කියලා බොහොම කාරුණිකව අපි පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා වෙනවා වෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි පින්කම දිහා බලලා සන්තෝෂ වෙන සිළු දෙනාගේම ආශිර්වාදයත් ඒ දියණියටත් මෑණියන් වහන්සේටත් ලැබේවා. ඔබ සිළු දෙනාටම කෙලවර ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන බෝධියකින් ඒ උතුම් අමා මහ නිවන් සුවය සාක්ෂාත් කරගන්නටත් අද දවසේ මේ කරගත්තා වූ පින් හේතු වාසනා වේවායි කියලා අපි සාදුකාරයක් දීලා පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා වෙනවා. සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඉතින් වස් කාලයේ දිගටම ඔක්තෝබර් 24 දක්වාම අපි මේ පින්කම කරනවා. කැමති පින්වත්තුන්ට දායකත්වය දරන්නට අපට සම්බන්ධීකරණ කාරක පින්වත්තුන්ට යොමු කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා කැමති නම් ඒවා ඒ පින්කම් දායකත්ව දරාගෙන මෙම සජීවී විකාශයේ ලෝකයට ධර්ම දානයක් වශයෙන් ඒ දායකත්වය දරාගෙන වස් කාලයේදී පින් අත්පත් කරගන්නා මෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා. ඒ සමගින් දැන් අපි ධර්ම දේශනාවට ධර්මානුශාසනාවට කීටි ධර්මානුශාසනාවට සමන් දෙමු. So today again we are continuing to reflect on our Dhamma. So for those who have just joined or are new to this series of Dhamma talks, Dhamma reflection, we have been reflecting on gathas from the Dhammapada. So the gathas include advices uttered by the Buddha or given by the Buddha, or a comment made by the Buddha when certain things happen during his lifetime. So they are not in the series as it is. They are collected sayings. So it is a very good book, and we thought during this Vas retreat we will share some knowledge, and some of them might be just reminders, some of them information might be new. However, the more you listen and hear, the more practical you can make the Dhamma, and therefore knowing the Dhamma, practicing the Dhamma is better than just knowing the Dhamma. And therefore we have decided to go online so that you can enhance and practice from home as well. So today I chose, I'm skipping two stanzas and I'm going to Dhammapada Gatha 11 and 12. Okay, so this is a pair or twin verses, which means there are two, so the opposites. Okay, so the few gathas in the first chapter are all in dual opposites. Okay. So asare sara matino sare cha sara dassino te sarang nadi gacchanti miccha sankappa gochara. The second verse. Sarancha sarato nyatva asarancha asarato te sarang adhigacchanti samma sankappa gochara. Okay. So the general translation is, if the unessential things are seen as essential, okay, so unimportant things are seen important, and the important things are seen unimportant, and they entertain themselves with wrong thoughts, okay, will never realize the true essence of life or true essence in its own context. So what is essential are regarded as essential, what is unessential as unessential. They who entertain themselves with good thinking, right thoughts, this is quite important, right thoughts realize the essence or realize the truth. Okay, so you can see it is opposites, and I'm going to focus on the right thoughts and wrong thoughts today. But however, to come into context again, if you know, you surely would know that when the Buddha uttered his first sermon or delivered his first sermon, there were 5 ascetics, and after the second sermon, all of them attained enlightenment, and with that understanding, the monks were going to share the knowledge to the world. And Venerable Assaji was encountered by two, Upatissa and Kolita, so 2 students of another religious person, and they saw this Venerable Assaji coming with a pleasant, aura, and asked, you seem to be very pleasant. Who is your teacher? Okay, so And then he happened to then know what is it that you have understood, sometimes when we do have realization, we also feel that when you get the idea, it's like the bright ideas in your head and you are glowing, so like that. So when he said it was the Buddha, and then he shared, now again this is like cutting short the story, and he shared the knowledge, and he said ye dhamma hetu pabhava te sanghetung tathagato aha. So when there are incidents or reasons, and when we realize the cause of it, and when we try to remove the cause of it, then we have happiness. So hetu dhamma, so this is like cause and effect, so there are causes for everything, and this is what the Buddha has found. So tesang hetu tathagata, the Buddha taught us the cause of this experience. And so if it is like linking to the first noble truth and the second noble truth, so there is unhappiness and there is a cause. So I think, and when you look at this cause, or which is tanha in the second noble truth, or attachment, this is what the Buddha taught. And as soon as the two disciples of the other religious person, Upadeshakolita, heard the word hetu, it was like a spark of wisdom for them. They just actually knew what this person is talking about. Okay, so because obviously they had matured to such a level that as soon as they heard the word hetu and phala, it is recorded that they sort of had the glimpse of what Buddhism is all about. So it is about this cause and effect, and therefore then they went to the Buddha, and then they ordained, and they are the two chief disciples, Sariputta and Moggallana. So Sariputta and Moggallana, so these two were the chief disciples of the Buddha. They had so much knowledge. Obviously. They were so what they did was, at that moment they wanted to go and reveal this new truth they found out, new wisdom, to their own teacher, but the teacher was reluctant to accept the views of their student, or even the new wisdom, or the new wisdom of the Buddha. And then when they came and revealed this to the Buddha, then the Buddha uttered these two gathas. Okay, so we can see here that when we look at the word unessential and essential, it is more or less trying to say that sometimes we do get hooked into certain things like ideas, and when we don't realize, whether or not we realize, we find it hard to let go of certain things. And this is where, towards the end, I'm going to refer to. So, how do we actually not see the unessential, or how do we not see the essential? Is because sometimes we fail to understand this cause and effect. We fail to understand this, and therefore you can see this samma ditthi, or right understanding, is quite at the forefront of the eightfold path. The first thing is trying to understand the cause and effect. So when you do understand the cause and effect, so for example, when things happen, always there could be a cause for it. Now, whether or not that is a physical or a mental experience, there is always a cause to it, and therefore, trying to understand in its true sense would be trying to understand the Dhamma according to the Four Noble Truth. Okay, so if you realize that there is a problem, identifying the problem itself, or accepting that there is a problem itself, is a good start to try to find the cause of it. Sometimes lots of us actually try to work on the results, and this is where sometimes the Buddha advised that it is sometimes important to identify the cause first and then work on it, rather than straight away working on the result. So even sometimes for us, for example, maybe a simple thing would be like when we have a headache. Sometimes it's quite advisable to actually see whether you are dehydrated or not. Okay, so then drinking water itself would be good, because once you identify if it is dehydration, then when you drink water, plenty of water, the headache goes away. But sometimes what we might, if you don't realize that, we might straight away go for the tablets, and so rather than actually trying to look at the results and trying to have a patch or do a patch on things, we then will work on the causes. And this is similarly the same approach. Once we have an issue, we look at the cause, and then when we identify or when we see the cause, then we know there could be a remedy, or there could be the non-existing of the problem. So if there is a hill, there is a slope. If there is a problem, there could be a solution, because the problem came because of certain conditions. And so this way would be like seeing things wisely. This would be the way how Buddhists we see things wisely. So understanding this cause and effect, is itself, what we would say right view. Another way of looking at this, sara and asara, essential and non-essential, is about when we realize that all these thinking would have some sort of impact on our actions and words. And when we truly realize how it impacts, how our actions and words, our thinking pattern would impact yourself and others, we simply would then be very mindful that we have to be careful. We have to be careful with all what we pursue. We have to be careful with all what we think and what we do and what we say. So our actions will tend to be wholesome and unwholesome. And when we focus on the wholesome, then it is like the essential. When we fail to see errors or even wrong in our own actions and thinking pattern, sometimes then we are blindfolded. We don't see things in what we say in reality or in a real context. We just see perhaps the outer value, but not the internal value, and therefore it might even cause damage to yourself. Say for example, even holding on an emotion to a long time can be can result in ourselves the negative emotion. It can result in ourselves going into falling into depression mode. So it can be it can result when we learn when we can't actually sort things out, it can result in negative forms like that. So we have to be able to actually if it is in an emotion state, obviously discuss and then or counsel and then start talking through things. So rather than getting into that depression mode, so once we know that if we hold to certain things like that, this is what might cause us to go into that mode. So we have to be able to be emotionally resilient, and when we look at those things, obviously our thoughts, actions and words will also be in the good side, or will actually be very good. Okay, so then it becomes wholesome and kusala. Then it becomes, we will be mindful of our actions, mindful of our words. We will not let things tempt you. So, and we'll also not let things harm you by holding on to things unnecessarily mentally as well. So the other way of looking at things is like, so the first way was obviously trying to look at cause and effect. So that is the essential. The second way to look at is obviously how it might, how our wholesome and unwholesome actions have impact in ourselves, our families and the society, or even our own future. So third way of looking at is trying to, not seeing impermanence in its own context, not seeing impermanence in its true sense, So when we don't realize, that whatever we pursue or whatever we do, or whatever we feel, they are quite impermanent, So when you don't realize that, we seek or we expect to entertain ourselves through the senses, or nurture our ego and selfishness, and then what will happen is the ones that will suffer is perhaps ourselves. So we need to learn how to perhaps see that there is more than just the outer things that we see. So when we don't see these things in true context, what will happen is obviously we will lose the plot. And then the wider saying is we need to recognize our needs and wants, and if there are everything for our needs and for our happiness, then we can be mindful of our wants. So when you look at the word miccha sankappa, or miccha sankappa would be like wrong thinking ways, the text go as far as analyzing into, like, there are three types that we could fall into. I mean, the best way to look at it is from the opposite of samma sankappa. Okay, so samma sankappa gochara, miccha sankappa gochara. So when we say what is samma sankappa, then it is nekkhamma sankappa, which is renouncing what would be then your desires or karma. Karma would be like pleasing your senses to unnecessarily. So as I said, there are needs and there are wants and there are wishes and expectations. So once we differentiate that, we need to actually think how to learn how to let go of our desires that might make you fall into a negative habitual thinking, pursuing your desires through by hook or crook sometimes if it is not attainable. So we are talking about in that context. So when you look at those, so we are looking at the opposite as miccha sankappa. So letting go is the means. So samma sankappa. So miccha sankappa would be like kama, vyapada and vihingsa. So kama would be, as I said, pursuing your pleasures or sensual pleasures or entertainment to unnecessarily. Sometimes it's this, like, going as far as not being able to let go of that clinging of that particular taste or particular person or particular entertainment or even sometimes beliefs. So we do actually enjoy life, but when it becomes an extreme and a want, then we start losing the plot. We think that if without this you won't have the class, or you won't have the full entertainment, or this is the best, but then the bar always rises once we attain there, and the bar always rises when it is the food or drinks or your materials. We always start raising the bar in our expectations, and therefore this karma or this thirst is never quenched. Okay, and therefore when this is never quenched, what we'll do is every moment is dedicated to thinking, how can I actually get it higher or better or make it, so you actually you will be looking for something more to please yourself. In Sinhala, I remember one of the teachers used to say, it's like sometimes when a puppy drinks water, it makes a sound like tawat 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 tawat, which means more in Sinhala. Okay, so you're never satisfied with what you experience. You might have one thing, but you still want a better product. You might have one food, but you are thinking of something tomorrow. You're not enjoying what you cook, but you are thinking tomorrow I'm going to make this type of food. So you are not. When you have one thing, you might want, like, maybe I'll have another backup just in case. So you just use one thing, but you are storing something else. So there is always this sort of fear and insecurity meddled up with this desire, and in the end, ultimately, we are just suffering because we are trying to entertain something which sometimes is not fruitful, because food, once it's eaten, it's gone. Materials, once it's broken, it's gone. Once it's lost, it's gone. So we don't realize the impermanence, as I said earlier. We don't realize that when we don't have get what we want and what we pursue, then there is dissatisfaction and there is resentment or there is worry. So there's all these unnecessary negative emotions that will start surrounding this desire or thirst that we will then start having to address. So not just a desire, addressing your fear, addressing your worry, addressing your insecure feeling, addressing your anger when it's not there, and then when there are more challenges, then we start trying to work on all those things, when simply what we could do is follow nekkhamma sankappa, which is learning how to let go of that clinging to that whatever sense or material pleasure that you were looking for. So miccha sankappa would be always pursuing to entertain your sense or your sense pleasures or your thirst or your wants. And then when we fail to actually see that it is unessential, that it is not a need, it's a want, then we always suffer. And therefore in Samma Sankappa we have one word called nekkhamma, letting go of this clinging nature, of this habit of clinging, letting go of the habit. So if you actually can truly reflect and see, is there something that you really were clinging to, maybe as a material or even as an idea, or even maybe I don't know, your fixed views, which actually is more problematic perhaps to yourself and to the people that you're living with, rather than a solution. So the Buddha says, once we have samma ditthiya, right understanding, then it will be very easy to learn how to look at the letting go concept. Okay, so we can let go with true understanding. We can let go with understanding of cause and effect. We can let go of with understanding of that karma, or good and bad actions. We can let go looking at the clinging nature and how harmful it can be. We can let go of looking at the fact that it leads to more disappointment all the time, dissatisfaction, than so sometimes we even lose the momentum. I remember seeing a picture somewhere that once a person was being chased by a tiger, and then he falls off a cliff. No, another animal. Then he falls off a cliff, and then he's just clinging to on a small plant or root of a plant, and then there are two rats biting the root of the plant. Okay, and then at the bottom there is another animal waiting for him to fall to eat him. But then he suddenly sees a honeycomb, with bees there, and despite his danger from one above, there is another animal, below there's another animal wanting to have him, and then the roots also being gnawed by the two rats, but then he still puts his hand out to taste the honey, or even at the last moment of death, let me just please my desire to have sweet things. So it's like that. We sometimes don't see the dangers surrounding it. We just see that one pointed view of this this desire, or I need this, I want this, I'm going to have it somehow, and then it causes more problems. So when we don't get that, we'll see that we'll start looking at what is stopping me from getting these things. Sometimes whether it is people not listening to you, or people not doing certain things, then we'll start developing the ill will nature, vyapada, he's not my supporter, or she's not my supporter, in getting this or in doing this, or we'll also have wherever there is this personality attack into your fixed views that we are clinging into, or even your fixed understanding of something, or even anyone that is stopping you from achieving what you expected, then you start having a negative feeling, a distorted feeling, or even like resentment and aversion towards that. And sometimes, most importantly, maybe the impatience will actually build that more. They will start having, the idea that you want to cause harm to the other person, you want to actually somehow get your way. So that's why I said, by hook or crook you want to do that, and then you'll be developing more vyapada thinking or ill will thinking. Then this is the miccha sankappa, another second one. And the third one is also vihingsa sankappa. So if you must have heard the word ahimsa. So the vihingsa would be like to cause harm, always thinking negatively and always being spiteful, always being, wanting to, it's not just wishing someone harm, but also like causing harm, and then from starting to plot things to actually work on anything. It can even be like petitions, or it can even be like complaints, and anything that will, or even like just bringing negative outlooks into your personal behavior by not just by impatience but also by jealousy. So wanting to cause harm to others, then what happens is you will not even fall asleep in the night. You're always rumbling with hate, rumbling with anger and jealousy deep inside. There is so much that all these negative thoughts torture you so much. Sometimes you are the person that is in pain rather than the other person who is not even thinking about it. So mindfulness is quite important, and metta is quite important to be able to actually subsidize those anger and impatience and jealousy and all those negative thinking. So sometimes we will think that this person is not letting me do this thing, but actually it is your desire that that needs addressing, rather than the other person who is not letting you do things. So sometimes looking at a personal approach, where because the mind that is unhappy is yours, it's not theirs. So when you work out on things, how we could possibly do from letting go to loving kindness, then the samma sankappa, or good thoughts, will start arising. So it is quite important to actually reflect in this way, that basically try to see whether you can identify your wants and needs. Wants will always be in the excessive. It will never be fulfilled, because when there's one want, there's something else next time coming, there's something next time coming. The bar is always rising, and you will just be always thinking how you would want to engineer yourself. It's like playing a video game, one level to the next, to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. You're always rising your bar, and you're never ever happy by even engaging in something. So best thing is to learn how to be free from those. Then it becomes samma sankappa, being free from your thoughts. If there are, so it is a faulty thought. Then we can then realize what the truth is. So as much as we are trying to understand here that what is essential and what is non-essential, it is also nice to realize that how to actually achieve that essential by truly understanding the Dhamma and going to the background story, realizing the cause and effect, realizing how the thinking pattern that leads to those unessential nature actually might lead you to do lots of unwholesome actions or sins, and then resulting in negative result to yourself or even your future lives. So all in all, simply put, if you develop samma sankappa, we will be slowly able to let go of our clinging nature, and then have happiness throughout, because it is that clinging nature that causes all the pain and suffering in your mind, and also reducing the peace of mind in yourself. So this is the essential, the peace of mind. How to achieve this, how to actually identify what is stopping you from achieving this. And when you are truly able to do so, then you will appreciate that what gives you freedom, what gives you wisdom, is the thing that you have to practice, is the thing that you have to try to understand, rather than pursue the things that will ruin those things. Okay, so with that short reflection, I will come to close of this Gatha 11 and verse 11 and 12 in the Dhammapada, and we will continue tomorrow with our series. So now let us practice Metta Bhavana. Okay. So 3 requests as usual. First, make sure you adjust your body upright, balanced body, straight, so not slanting or not leaning. Second, make sure your hands don't move. Your hands are quite stable. So if you want to place on your knees, fair enough. Don't start massaging your knees or playing with the clothing. So best advice is to put it on your lap, right hand on your left palm, and sit straight. So in a way it also supports your upright body. And now take your eyes off the screen. So that's number 3. So straight body, hands to yourself, eyes closed. So we can see, I can just see your body very quiet. So be mindful of that peaceful body. It's contrasting to how it was before, 6:30. It's very peaceful and quiet now. And be happy and be pleased that you are able to sit down and practice this today. Praise yourself, you've actually let go of your personal time for this religious observance and for this meditation. If there are people sitting with you, be thankful for their support. Praise them as well. Be aware of their presence with gratitude. So you have nice support from your family members during this practice. Be mindful of the infrastructure in the room. And if there are people at home not participating, don't criticize. Just wish them well, and just wishing them well. Make sure you don't make any comments, even criticize the sounds they are making. Just let them be there. They have given you space in this room, so be thankful. So as we discussed earlier, this peaceful mind can be changing because of all our expectations. So always be mindful that kindness is what allows you to maintain this peace of mind. Don't let expectations hurt you. Don't let your expectations or desires or attachment change this peace of mind. So be kind to yourself and let go of those clinging and attachments. So even things do happen, let it go. Don't let them change you. Don't let the things develop aversion and gap between you and them. As soon as you allow that gap, there is a problem. It might affect the kindness that we are talking about. So no expectations, complete freedom, no conditions even with the things that you possess or even the people that you associate with. As soon as you bring conditions, you are creating a gap and you are distancing yourself. So there is no love, there is no kindness. So wishing everyone that similar type of happiness is loving kindness. You are not being kind to a person because you are related to them or you are a friend. You are simply throwing away all your anger and impatience and jealousy away and wishing them well, wishing yourself well. So this is metta, loving kindness, unconditional love and care, even without discrimination. You are sharing the similar attitude to the people that you know and that you don't know. So with that short reflection and contemplation or understanding of what metta is, bear these in your minds and think about them. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from anger, frustration and jealousy. May I be free from pain and suffering. Only bring the stations that relate to you, so skip those that do not relate. May my parents, grandparents, teachers, uncles and aunts, husband, wife or partner, children and grandchildren, brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews and nieces, friends and colleagues at work, and some neutral people you meet daily. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from anger, frustration and jealousy. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings beings, including pets, birds, animals and insects in the garden, seen and unseen beings, including all sentient beings, be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them, may no problems come to them, may no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we have come to the close of today's program, which we started at 6:30 with Buddha Puja, Buddha worship, Buddha Vandana, Parita chanting, and then reflection on Dhamma, from quoting stanzas from the Dhammapada, and Metta Bhavana. So we are holding this continuously during this Vasa retreat, allowing you to practice and engage in the Dhamma from home during lockdown time. Okay, so dedicating 1 hour in the evening for religious observance will really enable you to enhance your knowledge and practice in the Dhamma. Okay, so we are facilitating this from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center, and today's sponsors were Mr. Jayasundara Veerasurya Mudiyanselage and Mrs. Chamila Priyangani Mahagama Ralalage. So the couple, along with their children, Sashini, Bimasha and Sandru, have made this event possible. Sabbadanam Dhammadanam Janati. Of all the gifts, the gift of Dhamma is the highest gift. So making this possible, their intention is to bless their daughter who celebrated her 15th birthday recently, Sashini, and also to bless all the children with good health, happiness and success, and especially may they be successful in their future, especially with education and career paths. They also wish happiness to all of you on this online community. May you enjoy good health and happiness during this time. And they also would like to wish their Mrs. Chamila's mother, B.M. Heen Manike, with good health and happiness and long life. So with those kind intentions, we also join in blessing and supporting their righteous aspirations. So tomorrow's sponsorship is by Nishan Sanjeeva, and if you'd also like to sponsor, please contact us and we will refer you to the people that will help you on that matter. If your friends do not have Facebook, you can direct them to lmmc.online on YouTube, and they can also join live during this Vas period and listening to the chanting, engage in worship and listen to the Dhamma as well. Okay, so we hope you will have a very good evening. So thank you for joining us so far today. So wish you all the very best and enjoy the rest of the evening. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.